it actually doesn't matter whether or not there are books here. It's not as though the books being destroyed would have meant anything. They're not irreplaceable, almost certainly. The fact that they're doing this in the style of a book burning has exactly the same symbolic meaning and intent as if there actually was a book burning. There was a recorded book burning in Missouri the other night. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that some of these people are Missouri state Republican officials. Here they are toasting.
Let's go, Brandon!
I think they might be Republicans with flamethrowers. State senators from the GOP. Well, yeah. I suspect they might be Republicans. If I cared to, I would do my due diligence and say, well, what books are they burning? But like, we know what books they're burning. They're books that have something or anything to do with critical race theory or LGBT issues. You know, it's whatever. Like, we know. I think there's something quite pointed here. A little worrying. Book burnings are such an easy association to Nazis. You know? Like, there's a lot of stuff that Republicans do that is Nazi-esque. That's not new. That's not unique. But book burnings are one of those things where they are so directly, you know what I mean? Like it's on the nose. It's right there. First of all, where they get the flamethrowers, it's Missouri. I'm sure they sell them at the drugstore. Oh, you have an article? Viral video shows flamethrower wielding Missouri state senators burning. Oh, are these empty boxes, not books? Why would you burn empty boxes while shouting, "Let's go, Brandon"? Empty cardboard boxes taken on Friday at a fundraiser hosted by a local GOP group where flamethrowers were being auctioned. Eagle and Schroer were demonstrating the device to the boxes, the event's organizer confirmed. Okay. Oh, pardon me for jumping to conclusions there. So they were doing a dry run, so to speak. Let's go, Brandon. The video shows Schroer and Eigel, who is running for Missouri governor, using two flamethrowers to set a stack of boxes alike. This caused no harm to any books or literature, said James Murphy, a spokesperson for Schroer. Okay. Nevertheless, in a statement posted to X on Monday, Eigel did say he would burn woke books brought into Missouri schools, quote, on the front lawn of the governor's mansion. Ah. All right, my apologies. I was prepared to be conciliatory then, but it's like his account got suspended sometime in the past few hours. Okay. Well, I wonder what he said. Yeah, I was prepared to be conciliatory and I guess I'm glad I know these are empty boxes. I was presumptuous here. But if one of the people involved is then like, yeah, we didn't burn no books. Oh, but we will. We'll burn them woke books right there in front of the state capitol. Yee-hoo! I feel like we've kind of circled around to it no longer being worthwhile to be conciliatory. Why would they do that at the end of the AP article where they're like, hey, this specific instance of them burning things weren't books. They just looked like boxes of books. Also, he said he wanted to burn books. You know what I mean? Okay, that's pretty funny. Yes, I remember the book burning over in Nashville. I thought this one was particularly meaningful because there were state officials that were present there. And again, it's so on the nose. In a sermon preceding the bonfire, Locke described beefing with, quote, Freemason devils and said, I ain't gonna be suicide myself no time soon. I love that that's like the go-to announcement from every conservative before they do anything now. It's just like, hey, listen. Yeah, I do remember this. The fact that they were state officials felt pointed to me, but then it's like, okay, so he said he would burn books anyway, you know? That's pretty funny, I guess. I think that book burning is bad personally. That's my politics right there. That's an opinion. There was one in Virginia last year too. I just think that even if this specific instance was not a book burning, but rather a dry run being done by somebody who said he wanted to burn books, I feel like, again, it's about being on the nose. Republicans do and say a lot of stuff that is heavily Nazi-esque, but I think it's relatively uncommon for them to do things that are so culturally signified in that direction that it's like, whoa, what are you doing? There's a reason why book burnings are held in such like specific disdain, you know? Because if you think about it, book burnings don't really do anything now. Like before, a book burning was a huge deal because a lot of books, like there was no internet. You know, a book burning represented the destruction of information in many cases an irreplaceable way. And that's what the Nazis did. You know, the famous book burning of their like sexology center, where they burned a bunch of research on queer people and trans people. That was the research. You know, a lot of that research just doesn't exist anymore. Now, obviously, everything, you know, you can get a PDF of any book, right? Like you know, you burn some woke book, well, it's not like it's gone. The info stays. So why do people hate book burning so much if they're now essentially just a virtue signal? And I think it really is just because of the Hitler particles, right? Tell me I'm wrong. Isn't it just a Hitler particle thing? Like it's just so on the nose, so obvious, so like it's like a signifier more so than anything. So I think that's pretty noteworthy. I just don't know how you could do that and not know that you're inviting Nazi comparisons. Yeah, it's a symbol, right? And I think the symbol is, yeah, the implication is deliberate, I think, you know? And if we acknowledge the fact that it's purely a symbolic matter, isn't that kind of an acknowledgement that the only purpose of a book burning in the modern era would be for a way to publicly signal that you were on that Hitler shit? Or maybe on that, like, I don't know, that like Christian anti-Satanist, like satanic panic shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like the whole point is the signifier. Which I guess if we circle back around to that point, it actually doesn't matter whether or not there are books here. It's not as though the books being destroyed would have meant anything. They're not irreplaceable, almost certainly. The fact that they're doing this in the style of a book burning has exactly the same symbolic meaning and intent as if there actually was a book burning. Crazy how I managed to logic that all the way back around to me being right, even though I was wrong. That's isn't it crazy how that works out? I love that. Human brains are rationalization machines. I believe all of it, by the way. You know, I stand by it. When I say, "Isn't it crazy how that happened?" I mean it. You know, I was, "Oh, isn't that crazy?" Haha. Think no more. Concluding. I love concluding. I'm a conclude.